Welcome to the MUFG Global Markets Podcast. I'm your host, Ellen Tang, and I'm joined again by Glenn Schultz, the head of our agency mortgage prepayment modeling and strategy for MUFG. Today is Wednesday, August 11th. Glenn, thank you for joining us again on the show.
Ellen, nice to speak with you again.
So we are talking about July remit data, which showed a slowdown across the board. We saw the Fannie 30-year prepayment rate decline 10% month over month. Ginnie Mae 2 30-year declined a little over 5%. And Fannie and Ginnie 15-year prepayment rates declined 7.5% and 0.8% month over month, respectively. Does this mean that we are beginning to see a burnout in prepayment rates here?
Yeah, Ellen, we've actually seen consecutive sort of month-to-month declines in speeds. And, so we are beginning, I think, to see burnout manifest in agency prepayment rates across a coupon stack. For example, if you take the 3 and 3.5 coupons of 2019, which was a favorite for originators to refinance throughout the entire refinance wave, the 3s of 2019 declined about 5% on a month over month to around 38 CPR, and the 3.5s declined 9% on a month and month to 43. So, here we see, the 3s and the 3.5s kind of matching or exceeding what's implied by the day count convention. But still, those prepayment rates that I just quoted, they're still in refi wave territory, in my opinion.
So what about the higher coupon season cohorts here? Is there evidence that originators have moved up the coupon stack and at the same time focused on season coupon cohorts? And are we beginning to see a burnout in these stories?
Yeah, we did see over the last 2 or 3 months, originators to begin to move upwards into the higher coupon season cohorts. As the refinance opportunities down the coupon stack into the new and moderates began to wane so much, but I do think we are beginning to see burnout in the season cohorts as well. Remember, these borrowers have been through multiple refinancing waves, so getting them to respond this time will take some effort, and the degree or time to which they respond will likely be shorter than what we see in the new and the moderates because of previously refied borrowers within the cohort and a survivorship bias of the remaining borrowers.
Understood. So to summarize all this, we have the 30-year mortgage rate closed May at around 2.9%, which is basically flat month over month. The June 30-year mortgage rate closed the month 3% up, a modest 7 bips. And the 30-year mortgage rate closed July at 2.8, which was the lowest level since February 18 of this year. Against the backdrop of net declining 30-year mortgage rate, aggregate prepayment rates declined more than the business day count implied. And of those cohorts most favored by originators month over month, declines exceeded day count convention. So this certainly sounds like a burnout story to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're in the early innings, I think, of the burnout story. And then MBS investors need to be aware of where prepayment risk may surprise to the upside, because we're not fully clear of the pandemic-induced, refi wave. So we're in the late stages or the late innings of the refi wave.
So for you, what are the coupon and vintage cohorts that you are watching for an upside for prepayment surprise?
Yeah, right now, I'm most concerned about the higher coupon, what I call the high SATO new production cohorts, right? So these are borrowers that were originated when mortgage rates were really low, sub 3, 3.5, or whatever, and they're carrying 4 through 5 coupons, right? So, in particular, what I'm most concerned about is the 2019 and the 2020 4 through 5 coupon cohorts. So these cohorts have experienced, what I consider to be pretty significant home price appreciation, right, in the high teens. And the borrowers have had sufficient time to credit cure, and these borrowers would be eligible for for streamlined refinance. And then most importantly, these borrowers are deep in the money. So I think that these cohorts would be something that, originators would be looking to refinance, or to solicit for refinancing kind of going forward, because they have all the hallmarks of a cohort that would be easily refinanced for them.
Yep, that makes absolute sense. And I think this is interesting. Obviously, you'll be keeping a close eye on this, and I'm sure our listeners will be interested to sort of hear what we have to say about this topic next month. And Glenn, it's always great to get an update from you. So appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And to our listeners, thank you for listening to the MUFG Global Markets podcast. You can rate, review, and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and reach out to your MUFG sales rep for any further information. Check back soon for more insights from the Global Markets Research team.